Hey folks, Ariel over here at Nyth, and today I am pickling carrots. I'm kind of in the middle of my process already. These jars are all done. I've got another batch about to go in the canner. And I just want to show you a couple different versions I do here. These are all carrots, despite all the different colors. I've got yellow ones, the dark purple ones, really dark purple. They will stain your hands like that if you don't wear gloves. I just don't like working with gloves, so I put up with my fingers being stained purple. I've got some red ones to do yet. I actually have some orange ones, and then these ones that look pink now, they start out as being an orange centered purple outside. Those are cosmic purple, but when you can them, the colors kind of blend and you end up with like a pink carrot. Anyway, I'm doing multiple flavors here. So I've already done some of all these, and I just wanted to show you what I do. Kind of like other things, I've got my clean hot jars. I've packed them with my chopped up carrots. Got my canner hot, my vinegar water hot, and I've done different flavors like dill. I've already got that one ready to go. I find these easiest to just pack per jar. So I've got my carrots, saved a little room at the top. For my dill ones, I'm doing some garlic cloves, some of my homegrown garlic. This is dill seeds that I grew. I'm going to put like well, that's more than a teaspoon, probably a teaspoon of those on top, and some salt. A little spoon for this. And this is just easier, I think, than trying to figure out exactly how much brine I need to, mix all the seasonings into. I'm doing like probably a half a teaspoon of salt almost. That's a lot of carrot in there. Isn't that dark purple just beautiful, other than when it's on your fingers? So I've got two more jars there that are dill. I've got a whole batch of dill done here already. I've done some sweet ones with a little cinnamon. Again, salt is going in all of them, but let's do a couple more sweet ones. Salt, I'm doing like, maybe a quarter teaspoon of ground cinnamon in there. And then for the yellow ones, I actually added a little turmeric. They were already bright yellow, but to make them even brighter yellow, but I don't think the turmeric goes as well with the dark purpley color. I'm doing a little bit of mustard seed. That's probably like a quarter to half a teaspoon. And actually a tiny little bit of organic cane sugar. I could use honey as well, but I want to keep some of that for raw, and where I'm heating this, I'm just going to put like a tablespoon of sugar in the top of there. Call that good. So that's my sweet ones, my dill ones, and then I'm going to do some spicy ones as well, where I am adding some red pepper flakes, not too many because I'm a little bit of a wimp about spicy things. With the spicy, I also like to do dill. So we're going to do the same, add a little bit of that in the top of each of these. Go. And salt with each of those as well. And I have one more I want to do, which I just forgot to save a jar in this batch too. I guess I can get the next one ready. I want to do a ginger one, and I would have preferred to use a slice of fresh ginger root, but last time I was at the grocery store, I forgot to get any, and I live too far away from it to run there for one thing, so I'm going to use some powdered ginger. I'm just going to do like a quarter teaspoon of that, and my salt. Maybe a little cinnamon. I think cinnamon will be good with cinnamon ginger as well. So this is kind of giving you an idea. My vinegar over here is super hot and trying to bubble away. You can make these any flavor you want. Now I am pickling carrots because, as you can see, I have a lot of carrots. Canning is a good thing to do on cold days because it tends to make the house really nice and warm. Or not nice and warm, but definitely warm, because of all the heat and the steam from everything. So this mixture that I already have boiling there was just half and half apple cider vinegar and water. And I didn't need to add salt because I have done my salt by the individual jars. So I'm going to fill up each jar using my handy stainless steel funnel. And if you're new here, welcome. If you're looking for any of my kitchen supplies, you can find almost everything except things like this ladle that are an antique, linked over at amazon.com/shop/Nyth. If you're looking for that. And I know there's a whole lot of you folks that are new, because The subscribers have gone up by thousands in just the last little bit. So welcome. It's great to have you all here. But anyway, it's cold outside now. It's actually a little warmer this afternoon. It's above freezing, but it's been several days that weren't above freezing at all. The garden beds are frozen rock solid to the bottom and down into the ground now. And so all of my root veggies had to come out. Even though I've been eating carrots all summer long, starting when they were like little tiny pencil thin babies, I have a whole lot left. As you can see here from this, and I've still got more in the fridge and some more red ones over there to do. I have plenty. I think I had 9 gallons of carrots when I pulled my remainder out of the ground. And that doesn't count anything I ate through the year. I need to refill my kettle here because I'm doing more batches of this. But I for whatever reason, people have asked me, oh, what do you do to get your carrots to germinate well and such? I just have never ever had a problem with it here. I guess they are one thing that really likes my chilly climate because they just grow for me. I don't have to do anything. And they grow prolifically. 9 gallons of carrots is a whole lot of carrots. So I've been making all kinds of other carrot things. You guys will probably see some of those recipes as well. That's my half and half vinegar mix getting going. But I also really like pickled carrots. And last year was the first year I did this. When you're opening steaming things, always turn it away from yourself so you do not give yourself a steam burn. And and you could do these in the fridge. I am doing my normal, like make sure my ring doesn't have any little herbs or bits of anything that got stuck to it there, so that my lid can't seal. If you didn't want to do, this many, you could certainly just do a single jar like this, and you wouldn't even have to make it hot. You could just put it in the fridge, and it probably need, because carrots are pretty dense, they take longer to get the flavor fully through them, I think, than something like a cucumber, which is much softer. A little bit of that would depend how small you want it to cut your pieces, but I would probably leave my carrots sit in the fridge for like a week before I opened any. But you could do just a single jar like this if you wanted to make some and didn't want to make many quarts. But I want to be able to eat these all through the winter. I love them just as a side dish with any meal, a side dish with soup. I like the chunks on top of a salad, etc., all of that kind of thing. So while I'm getting this that hot that I need for those couple jars, just wanted to mention something about the style. My yellow carrots, a whole bunch of them happen to just grow perfectly to be about the height of a pint jar. So I just made long strips. That takes a little more time, but they look cool for some things. For a lot of them, I used up my littlest, like this is a good example, because they grow so prolifically. I have lots and lots of big ones, but I used up just like my baby ones in some jars to be baby carrots, and then the bigger ones I sliced or diced. If they were, these are some of my red ones that I have to go through yet. If they were a diameter about like that, I would often just slice them when I got, and these aren't quite as big as those dark purple ones get really big. When they're thicker like this, then I will often, dice them in quarters just to be more bite-sized chunks to go into your mouth if you're putting them on just the side of your plate or on top of a salad or something like that. So just to show you how I prep these carrots, I just washed them good out of the garden. I'm not peeling them or anything. The peels are very tender with fresh carrots. You could do that if you wanted to. It would take a lot more time. And I'm doing like little slivery rings for there. And then when I get up to the part of the carrots that's thicker, I'm actually switching over and I'm quartering it like that and making a jar of kind of quarter chunks. These will probably be the ones I use on top of salads, just because that's a nice kind of bite-size bit to go on top of there. But I got mostly really straight carrots this year. I got a few that did curve. That's where it hit the bottom of my bed, actually. A lot of my carrots were, short enough to not go the whole way to the bottom. And after having picked out all of the rocks, I got very few like this little man with a forked leg. Most of them were very, very straight. And not that that affects the flavor or anything, that's all cosmetic. A straight or a curly Q carrot tastes the same, but aren't these a really pretty, like, I think they're called a red carrot, but they're more of like a pink heart the whole way through. The outside, you know, is somewhat pink, but the inside is really bright. See if I can show you. So bad. Anyway, so this is how I have been cutting up all of my carrots. And if you're going to ask about this little paring knife that I love, these are by Rata Cutlery. They're super inexpensive. You can get them in a whole lot of places, including Amazon. And they hold an edge kind of forever. They're very easy to sharpen. The blade is just slightly flexible, which is perfect for a whole lot of things with veggies. I've been using them since I was a little kid, and they're just an awesome little knife. And like, you can get a set of 3 or 4. I've got a longer one, a shorter one. I've got a vegetable peeler from them. I think you can get a whole set like that for, depending which set you go with, like 12 to 14 bucks, and you can use these things for the rest of your lives. They're not cheap knives, as in they're going to just wear out, be dull and unsharpenable and useless after that. So if you guys do much veggie prep, these little things are absolutely awesome. Maybe go check them out. So that's all I'm doing to prep my carrots for the next batch. Now, when you are canning, I just wanted to mention that it is good to do, you can can in quarts, that's the big ones, or pints, the little ones. It is best certainly to have your whole canner have only one at a time. So you can see 7 jars fit in my canner at once. I did a batch of pints, then I did a batch of quarts. I've got another batch of quarts in there, and this one's going to be another 7 jars that are pints. So just something to think about if you're canning, to keep your jar size the same in each batch. So that is how I pickle carrots. And just like all the other canning stuff I've done, I'm going to finish filling up this canner, put the lid on. I time them up here at my elevation for about 25 minutes. If you're closer to sea level, you should be able to do 20 minutes. Carefully set them out once they've sat for 24 hours, as long as the lid is down. Like, here's a good example. This is just a jar of dill, so it's not sealed. You can hear how that clicks. There's no clicking here because that is sealed. I don't need this to be sealed. It's just a dry herb, but these are all sealed and airtight. And so that's perfect. That's how I make my pickled carrots. Many options for flavors. I'm sure you guys can come up with options for flavors that I haven't even done. But hopefully that inspires you to maybe try it. Again, even if you're not canning a whole bunch, to try just making 1 pint in your fridge and a week later pull it out. And if it still tastes just plain carroty in the middle and the flavor that you want's not the whole way through, let it sit a little longer. But I bet all of you guys would probably like some version of sweet or dill or spicy or ginger carrots. So maybe give that a try. Or if you have a recipe combo that I haven't thought of, comment on down below and tell me what your favorite pickled carrot version is. I love hearing other people's ideas. And I think that's one of the things that's so fun about cooking your own food. You can make it just the way you like it. If you say, oh, I hate cinnamon, well then don't put cinnamon in yours. There's things I don't like, so I just don't put them in mine. And I think that's the great thing about doing your own cooking, because you really can customize it for yourself. And sometimes on these videos I get comments from folks like, oh, I just need you here to make it for me. No, you don't. That's the whole point. If you do, then I'm doing these wrong. The whole point of doing this is to show you how you can make your own. So wherever you are, you can make this and pass on the food or even the skill of how to make it to other people. Hope you guys all have a lovely day. Hi folks, Ariel over here. Thanks for spending some of your valuable time watching these videos. Hopefully you found something beautiful, educational, interesting, peaceful, relaxing, or useful while you were here. If so, find more videos here, subscribe so you don't miss any updates, and if you like what you found here, feel free to like and share away so that others can benefit as well. You all have a wonderful day.